Good evening, Mwatokera. Happy Africa Day and welcome to Sunset News on this Monday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, Namibia's economy is heavily reliant on biodiversity, with human activities posing the greatest threat to its sustainability. Environment Minister Indaleni Daniel said at the International Day of Biological Diversity commemoration held in Oshuarongo recently. The event themed Harmony with Nature and Sustainable Development highlighted the urgent need for collective action to curb biodiversity loss. Biodiversity loss is accelerating due to human activity. This is a global crisis that no nation can tackle alone, Daniel said. She emphasized Namibia's unique ecosystems from deserts to wetlands that support endangered species like the black rhino and cheetah. However, these ecosystems are increasingly threatened by climate change, invasive species, pollution, overexploitation, and land use changes such as agriculture and urbanization. Namibia's marine environments are also under pressure. Warming ocean waters are disrupting coral reefs and fish stocks, putting marine biodiversity and the fishing industry at risk. Daniel stressed that biodiversity loss not only harms nature, but also threatens human health by increasing the risk of zoonotic diseases like the one that caused COVID-19. Protecting habitats, she said, can reduce disease transmission and boost ecosystem resilience. To counter these challenges, the Namibian government is updating its policies to promote green, blue, and circular economy. Nature-based industries like tourism and fisheries remain vital for job creation and economic growth. Protecting biodiversity is not just an environmental duty, it's an economic necessity, Daniel concluded, urging a shift in how humans related to nature to ensure sustainable development. Getting into our next story, Jane Bartlett, the acclaimed Australian wildlife filmmaker and photographer, has died at the age of 93 in Swakopmund. She passed away on Tuesday, the 20th of May 2025, following a brief hospitalization. Her daughter, Julie Bruton-Seal, confirmed the death to Network Media Hub and said Bartlett had remained independent until just weeks before her passing. She lived alone and drove everywhere until about 2 weeks ago, she said. Bartlett and her husband, Des Bartlett, who died in 2009, were renowned for their wildlife documentaries for National Geographic, including work along Namibia's Skeleton Coast, where they lived for 9 years. She is remembered for projects including filming snow geese, right whales, and extensive work in Etosha and Patagonia. An online celebration of her life was being planned to allow friends and family worldwide to commemorate her legacy. The body of Edward Gawanab, who was 53, who was reported missing near Uis last week, was discovered dead on Friday afternoon, according to the Erongo police. Senior Inspector Judith Shamun Ngula confirmed that Gawanab was found at around 1:30 p.m. by police force members and community volunteers, approximately 7 kilometers southwest of the Elephant Rock campsite where he was last seen. Our prayers and hope was to find him alive. He was declared dead by a registered nurse from the Uis clinic. The next of kin have been informed, Shamungula said. Police investigations are ongoing. Gawanab was last seen on the 15th of May after reportedly leaving the Elephant Rock campsite where he was employed en route to Uis, according to his employer, Monica Arases. He never arrived and did not return to the campsite. A search operation was launched on the next day, but efforts were hampered by the rocky terrain, which left no traceable tracks. At the recent COP29 climate talks in Baku, Namibia's Standing Committee on Agriculture, Environment and Natural Resources called for greater conservation of biodiversity hotspots, including forests and oceans, through sustainable ecosystem management. The committee also emphasized the need to combat deforestation, preserve biodiversity, and reduce pollution. Namibia expressed concern over developed nations' failure to meet their $100 billion annual climate finance pledge, advocating for more predictable funding with increased grant-based support. The country stressed that climate finance should balance mitigation and adaptation efforts, ensuring long-term support for developing nations' climate goals. Additionally, Namibia pushed for the operationalization of the Loss and Damage Fund, demanding new funding based on the polluter pays principle to address climate-related disasters. The committee also recommended that parliamentary bodies prioritize vulnerable groups such as women, children, and minorities in climate policies, ensuring gender equality and equity in climate action. These measures aim to strengthen Namibia's resilience while holding wealthier nations accountable for climate commitments. The #BreakFree campaign by One Economy Foundation launched Don't Touch Me, I Will Report You in Windhoek, an art-based activism initiative using 3D public installations to confront gender-based violence and femicide. Let's have a look.
On 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay. Yeah, they started to take off the clothes. So we placed the power in the messaging. So the power is in the messaging. So don't touch me, I will report you. #don't touch me, I will report you. So what will happen, it will be here for about 2 weeks, but watch out in your communities. It might be next to somewhere you live in the coming 2 weeks. So this will be moving from place to place.
Up next is our entertainment news. In our entertainment news, Namibian beauty queen Selma Kamanya has made history, clinching the top 20 Model Africa title at the Miss World Top Model competition held in India. Competing against 108 contestants from around the world, Kamanya's grace, confidence, and storytelling on the runway secured her a quarter-final spot in the 2025 Miss World pageant, marking Namibia's most significant placement in over 15 years. Draped in elegance and pride, Kamanya captivated judges not just with her fashion, but with a presence that radiated authenticity and purpose. "I am both blessed and humbled to receive this honor," she wrote on social media, thanking her supporters for their unwavering encouragement. Her victory is more than just a title. It's a celebration of bold individuality and the power of fashion as a voice for identity and strength. Namibia last ranked this high in the global pageant arena in 1991 when Michelle McLean placed as 4th runner-up. Now all eyes are on Kamanya as she prepares for the Miss World Grand Final on the 31st of May, where she hopes to fly the Namibian flag even higher. With determination, poise, and a clear vision, Kamanya continues to inspire a new generation, showing the world that with purpose and passion, borders fade and dreams take flight. Well, we are all crossing our fingers for her. On the other side of these, we take a look at the story of the day. I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me, Kwame Nkrumah. Now, getting into our story of the day, we ask NMH employees what their favorite African culture is and why. Have a look.
Favorite African culture
Earlier
and why you like it.
Favorite African culture? Okay, it's my own culture. It's the Onkalos, the Kalits, K-A-L-L-I-T, not colours as in the normal spelling of it. But yeah, the coloured community, the coloured culture. Many would say we don't have a coloured culture. For me, we embody different cultures. We're like a big mixing pot, like a brew of African vibes. Because colours come from all over, or they stem from a lot of other cultures. The Cape Malay, the Dutch, the English, with the Khoi, the Zulu, the Xhosa, that's about it.
My favorite culture is the Nama culture. I enjoy my interactions with the Nama people. The language is very fun to listen to. I really like hearing them talk. And then also just a lot of them have really interesting stories to tell. Whether it's like, just funny stories or things that actually happen to them. It's always interesting to hear them tell stories. And yeah, they're just very open and welcoming people.
My favorite culture is from the Zambezi region. The Lozi people, I love their skirt, especially when they dance, when it goes like this. It presents, I think it presents the peacock, or the pay respect to the peacock, one of the two, I'm not sure. But I love the colors.
My favorite African culture is the Xhosa and Zulu languages, and I got to like them because I grew up watching Generations and Rhythm City, and also that when the Xhosa language was adapted into the Marvel series Black Panther, all thanks to the actor John Kani. And one of my favorite phrases in Xhosa is that "Pusha umsebenzi wakho," which just means keep at your craft, just work hard.
See, my favorite culture for this kind Africa with a carry. See, if I did not talk pidgin English, my favorite culture be Niger. I love Nigeria. Oh. See, when I get jollof rice like this with fufu, even your mama and papa not go carry. Anyways, my favorite culture is Nigeria. I really just love the pride that Nigerians have in their culture. You can find them in any part of the world, and they stay true to their pidgin English. Thank you.
My favorite African culture would have to be Angolan Portuguese, because Portuguese is my favorite language in the world. I love the accent as well as the personalities of the Angolan people, as they are very energetic, hospitable, and spicy, much like the Brazilians. I also like their food. I don't have a particular favorite dish, but I like how they combine foods you wouldn't usually have together to create these very balanced and flavorful meals, as well as their vibrant colors and patterns of their traditional wear.
So basically, my favorite culture in Africa would probably be the Angolan people, because of their sense of fashion in most cases. Like people who are basically from the capital city, or like in Luanda itself, they have a good sense of fashion, and also they speak Portuguese, so that would be my favorite thing basically.
So I love the Herero culture because of their dresses, how vibrant and beautiful it is, and as well as their sophistication and just how they express themselves. I love that totally.
Hi everyone, my favorite African culture will be the Griku culture in the Kavanga East region. It's actually my culture. I was born and raised in the village, and a lot of my time I spent it learning about my culture from my grandparents. So they told me a lot about their food, the tradition, our morals and beliefs, and where the Kavango people come from. And so much of that is reflected into our traditional attire, the way we dance, and like I said, the food that we eat. So I've gotten to love my culture so much. And I think that the world as well need to see it on this Africa Day. Thank you.
Hi everyone, happy African Day. Bamba people, Bamba culture is my favorite culture because they're arguably like by far the most hard-working culture in Namibia even. But we're not really that hardworking as they are. They're persistent. They try really, really, really hard to get what they want, and it's inspiring. So yeah, that's my favorite culture.
Getting in our community talk, the Namibian Oncology Center at 3 Heliodor Street, Eros, hosted a stem cell donor registration drive recently in partnership with the Cancer Association of Namibia and the International Matches on the Map campaign. Robin Lee was a cancer survivor and leader of the campaign, was on site explaining the quick and painless registration process. Have a look.
Hey guys, my name is Robin Lewis, and together with my wife, we are on the world's first intercontinental stem cell donor recruitment drive. This is Betsy. She's taking us through 64 countries in 10 years, South Africa to Vietnam. In every country we get to, we try and motivate potential stem cell donors to get onto the database to become somebody's life-saving match for blood cancer patients somewhere in the world. So the process is super simple. You go through an exclusion criteria to make sure that you are eligible to sign up. We're looking for young and healthy people between the ages of 16 and 45. And it's super simple. As soon as you've done the exclusion form, go through an application form with general contact details, a questionnaire. As soon as you're done with that, you do 2 swabs in your own mouth. We put it together. We send it to the South African Bone Marrow Registry, who's also gone into partnership with the Cancer Association of Namibia, trying to find those matches in Namibia for Namibian people, right? Once that has been done, that swab goes through a test, and with the result, you get logged onto a database. If ever you are found to be somebody's life-saving match, right, then they're going to give you a shout, and they're going to say, you have an amazing opportunity to save somebody's life. Would you like to go ahead with the process? It's at this point in time where we try and motivate everybody that signs up. Please stay committed and say yes when you do get that phone call. Once you say yes, they're going to fly you out free of charge, pay all of your transport fees and everything you need. There's no costs involved to the donor. And in the olden days, they used to take bone marrow from the hip. Luckily, they don't do that anymore. The new process, or the standard process at least, is they take blood from the one arm, they put it through a stem cell filtration machine, they put the blood back into the other arm, they take those stem cells, it's extra stem cells, and they transplant that into the patient. Once that's done, you can go back home the next day. You go back to your normal lifestyle without any serious side effects. And the amazing thing is, after 3 years, you get to meet the patient if you wanted to. That's the whole process in a nutshell. We're not motivated financially, we're volunteers. And the reason we do what we do is, a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with blood cancer, also a rare genetic disease called Fanconi anemia. And to get through the process, unfortunately, I had to go for a stem cell transplant. I only had one match in the whole world, and without that person, I wouldn't be alive today. So that's why we do what we do, why we stay committed and motivated to get more people onto the database. Your race or your ethnic group plays a very big role. For instance, a white person has a 1 to 100,000 chance of finding a match, whereas any other race throughout the world starts at 1 to 400,000. That's a very scary number, and that's why we need diversity onto that database and why we are driving through all of these countries. That's the whole process in a nutshell, and I hope you guys will come through sometime, maybe tomorrow the 23rd, to sign up as a stem cell donor. And we hope that you will get connected with the Cancer Association in Namibia if we are gone out of the country, and you will be able to sign up. Thank you so much.
On the other side of these, we take a look at the economic news. Samani Storm Securities' latest commodity report reveals key trends impacting Namibia's resource sector in 2025. With global markets facing volatility, local miners must adapt to shifting price dynamics across critical minerals. Oil's 47% price drop to $86 per barrel creates mixed effects. While lower energy cost benefits mining operations, Namibia's emerging offshore projects face tougher investment conditions. The report warns prices could fall to $55 if Iranian oil re-enters global markets. Palladium's struggle continue as EV adoption grows, with the price stuck at $800 to $1,200 per ounce. This pressures Namibia's platinum group metals sector, highlighting the need to diversify into copper and silver metals central to renewable energy technologies. Copper remains strong at $9,000 to $10,100 per ton due to green energy demand, though Chinese market softness poses a risk. Silver shows promise, rising 12% to $33 per ounce, with potential to reach $50 per ounce amid supply shortages. Gold's resilience stands out, maintaining $3,200 to $3,400 per ounce levels as a safe haven asset. This stability benefits local gold producers despite broader market uncertainties. For Namibia, strategic responses include prioritizing copper and silver development, cautious oil sector investment, leveraging gold's stable returns. Simon Storm emphasizes adaptability as the key to navigating these complex commodity markets through 2025. Let's take a look at the economic indicators. On the commodities market, the Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 24.19, against the euro at 20.33, against the US dollar at 17.82. Against the Chinese yuan, you will get $2 and 48 cents. On the commodities market, platinum and copper went up, while gold and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.10%, going for $65.06 per barrel. We'll now take a look at our international news. In international news, North Korea has arrested a fourth senior official in connection with the botched launch of the new 5,000-ton destroyer, an incident that has drawn fierce condemnation from leader Kim Jong-un. Ri Yong-son, deputy director of the ruling Workers' Party's munitions industry department, was deemed largely responsible for the accident, state media reported. Now, the warship tipped over during its launch, damaging its hull, an incident Kim labeled a criminal act that severely harmed the nation's prestige. The vessel is now undergoing repairs under the supervision of an expert team, according to the Korean Central News Agency, KCNA. Ri, a member of the party's Central Military Commission, is the highest-ranking official detained so far. The commission oversees the Korean People's Army and plays a key role in military policy. Over the weekend, 3 other officials, a chief engineer, construction head, and administrative manager, were also arrested at the Chongjin shipyard where the failed launch occurred. Kim blamed the accident on absolute carelessness, irresponsibility, and unscientific aphorism. While their punishment remains unclear, North Korea has historically imposed harsh penalties, including forced labor or execution, for such failures. The public disclosure of the incident is rare, as Pyongyang typically conceals domestic accidents. However, past failures such as satellite launches have occasionally been acknowledged. Analysts suggest Kim's swift crackdown signals his commitment to advancing military capabilities despite setbacks. This sends a clear message to South Korea and the US that North Korea won't halt efforts to modernize its naval technology, said Oxford University expert Edward Howell. A commentary in Daily NK noted that Kim's rare transparency underscores the priority he places on naval modernization, viewing even public failures as part of a broader military push. The incident follows the recent unveiling of a similar warship, which Kim hailed as a breakthrough set for deployment in 2025. Let's take a look at the weather predictions for tomorrow. The capital city can expect a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius with sunny weather conditions, while Katima Mulilo can expect a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius, also with sunny weather conditions. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Do make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website 102.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25. Every Monday to Thursday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. From me, Glenn Rashipura, happy Africa Day.